Hello and welcome to phuketpals GED Express screencast with me, Teacher Marky. Today's lesson focuses on GED mathematics, specifically operation of decimals. Now, at the end of the discussion, every one of you should be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimal numbers. Now, we begin with addition and subtraction. So, for example, we have here a problem. According to this, you need to take 3 grams of pain medication, and you've already taken 0.75 grams of pain medication from a multi-purpose formula. The question is, how much more medication do you need? So when adding and subtracting numbers with decimal points, you always line up the decimal points based on their place value. So in this case, if a medication is 3 grams, that means it's 3.00, and the one that you have taken is 0.75 grams. So 3.00 minus 0.75, that will give you 2.25. Now, the rule here is to always line up the decimal point so that you can add and subtract it correctly. So you put zeros in the blank spaces to help you see what you're adding. Suppose we have 24.3 and 18.45, so that will become like this if you're going to line it up based on the place value of the decimal. For example, 24.30 add with 18.45, that will give you 42.75. Same is true with subtraction. So 18.62 minus 3.8, that will give you 18.62 minus 3.80, and the difference will be 14.82. Now take note that when adding decimals, you don't forget to carry when numbers add up to more than 10. And when subtracting, you should not forget to borrow if the top number is smaller than the bottom number. Now, all numbers have a decimal point, even if you can't see it. For example, $15, that can also be written as 15.00. That means there are decimals that is located on the right of the number. Suppose we had 20 plus 4.02. If you're going to line it up like this, that will give you 20.00 plus 4.02 to give you a sum of 24.02. However, if you have 100 minus 25.783, simplifying that will give you 100.000. You need to consider 3 zeros over here because the place value of the one that you are subtracting has 3 decimals. So if you're going to subtract it, you will borrow from the number. That will give you 74.217. Even if you don't see the decimal point, it is actually at the end. For example, you have 100, that can be 100 point or 100.00. Now, we proceed with multiplication. Now, suppose we have here a problem. According to this, you need to buy 12 cans of paint costing $5.29 each. So how much will you pay? So the single item costs $5.29, so you will multiply that by 12. Now, in multiplying numbers with decimal points, you count the total numbers to the right of the decimal points in the problem and make sure the answer has the same number. For example, in this case, you multiply 12 as if you are multiplying it with a whole number, and you will get 6348, and then you will count the number of decimals that you have in here, and then you put the point on that specific place. Suppose this one is 2, so you count here 1, 2, and you put the decimal over here. Now, don't worry about the decimal until you're done with multiplying everything. So first, you multiply and then count up the places to the right of the decimal point and put the decimal in the answer. For example, 3.51 times 1.4. So we have here 3 decimal places in total. So 1, 2, 3. So you do it like this as if you are multiplying whole numbers. Like 351 times 14, that will give you 4914. And since there are 3 decimal places on this equation, you will just count from here to your left 1, 2, 3. So the answer will be 4.914. It's very simple. So first we multiply 3 by 1 by 4 like what I mentioned, and then multiply it by 10. Then add up the numbers, and last, since there are a total of 3 decimals, you begin by moving to your left after the end of the number. Now remember to only count numbers to the right of the decimal point, and you should not include the one that is a whole number. Now, in this case, we have 2.3 times 0.0002. In this case, if you're going to count the number of decimals, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 decimal places in total. So if you will multiply this, do it as if you are trying to multiply a number. So 23 times 2, that will give you 46. But since there are 5 decimals over here, you will put it in here. You need to add 3 more zeros to your left, so that it will be 0.00046. Now, there are some shortcuts you can take if you are multiplying by a multiple of 10, or multiples of 10 are things like 10, 100, 1000, and so on. Now, same is true with 0.1, 0.01, 0.001, and etc. For example, this problem, shift the decimal 297 times 0.00007. That will be equal to 0.0297. So we shift the decimal left 4 places, and that will be all. So in division, we have here a sample problem. For example, a wall measure 96.5 inches tall, and you need to install 3.25-inch tall sliding panels. How many panels do you need? Suppose we have 96.5 and we divide that by 3.25. In this case, we need to move the points over here. On the other hand, same is true with this one. So you will get 26.5. So when dividing numbers with decimal points, the decimal point placement is the key. For example, we divide 172,263. And this is just a reminder on the steps on how you divide. So the answer over here is 8203. So the first step is divide, and then we multiply, and then we subtract, and then we bring down one more number and do it again. So for dividing decimals, the first step is to move the decimal of the divisor as far to the right as you can. And then the next step would be move the decimal of the dividend by the same number of spaces. And we move the decimal straight up onto the answer line and divide like normal. Suppose we have here this problem, 8.91 divided by 3.3. So our dividend is 3.3, and we have 8.91 hours as our divisor. So we move this point 1, and same as true with this one, we move it on one time to the right. So that will give you 33 divided by 89.1. So you put the points over here, and you will get this answer, which is 2.7. Now, suppose we have here this problem again. We do it like that one, and then this one. So we move the decimal 2 places to the right, since we are considering the number that we have in here. So, for example, we have 8.91 divided by 0.0033. So we move the zeros on that end, so that will give you 891, and then you add 2 zeros and then the point. So we move the decimal 2 places to the right to fill in the empty spaces with zeros. So since you already have an understanding about operations of decimals, specifically addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, let's try these examples. Now try it yourself. Just pause the video for a while and try answering it on a sheet of paper on your end, and check the answer later. You should not use any calculator. If you're done, here are the answers. Check your answers. How about this one? Multiplication? You can pause the video for a while and answer it on your end. The answer would be this one. You can check your answers honestly. How about the sample? This is division. You can pause the video for a while and answer it on a separate sheet of paper and check it after. So the answer for that question is this. You can check it and count the number of correct answers. Great job, everyone! And congratulations for solving with me. So that ends our lesson, but before that, we have here the summary. In order for you to add and subtract and multiply and also to divide, you need to consider the place value of your decimal. So you need to also consider the one that you are adding or subtracting, multiplying or dividing in order for you to solve it correctly. Now, for the references that I have made or that we have used for today, we have here McGraw-Hill preparation for GED test and Nelson Math 2017. You can read this in advance if you want. Now, that will be all for today, and I'll see you in my next screencast. Since you are here already, you might as well subscribe to our channel down below. And if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can connect with us at www.phuketpals.org or go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/phuketpals. If you have questions, suggestions regarding our organization, you can message us directly through line or give us a call at 081-417-0978. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.